Why teach history? That's a question I get all the time. Why is history important? And I always say that I think to understand where you're going, you have to have a good understanding of where you came from. Everyone loves a good story, and we are all a part of the American story, and it doesn't get any better than that. We as teachers attempt to teach kids how to become good citizens, instill a great work ethic, and to become lifelong learners. The best way to do that is to model that behavior ourselves, and that's probably the best way to describe my approach to education. 3P, passion, plan, and partnership. I think to be successful in any endeavor, you have to be passionate about that endeavor. I think to channel that passion in a constructive way, you have to have a good plan. And finally, partnership is so important because you have to work with people. And we as teachers work with students, we work with parents, we work with administrators. So I believe in teaching in 3P.
And we have several students that just die to get into Mr. LeGrand's class, and one of the main things that they tell me is that he has a very interactive class and he is into his subject. The kids say it's refreshing to know that we have a teacher up there that actually loves teaching, and he does. You walk by his classroom at any time, there's something always going on. He does whatever he can to get the kids to understand. This last year he created a new class at Altus High School called America in the 60s. And it is a class that he has totally created on his own. Awesome class. Kids get a lot out of it. So that tells you a little bit about the teaching styles of Mr. LeGrand and the way the kids react to him.
The first thing when I think of James LeGrand is that he is so passionate about what he teaches. He's passionate about history. He spends so much of his time on his free time investigating, going to different places. He actually wants to be in the places, the historical sites that's happened, and that comes through loudly in his classroom. In the times that I've been in there observed, I get so caught up in the lecture that I really forget what I'm in there for. I think his goal is to show kids his love of history so that they also will have a love of history, and I think he does a great job at that. But if I had one word that I could say about him, it would be passion.
I've been teaching with James LeGrand for 11 years. The thing that comes to mind about James is his passion for teaching. He's very excited and very knowledgeable about history. And my daughters were not history lovers. And he still was able to connect with them and make them really appreciate and love history.
Yeah, I'll dispel a few myths and confirm a few things real quick. Yes, I bought a Lincoln automobile on the anniversary of the assassination. It is not true that I have a large tattoo of Lincoln on my back. That was started by my 2008 Civil War class, and it kind of stuck. It is true that I watched the film Lincoln 5 times in the theater. It is not true that I got kicked out of Ford's Theater last year for touching stuff that I wasn't supposed to. They didn't catch me.
Mr. LeGrand talks you through the Civil War, and he describes Lincoln's assassination really in depth. He describes it in such a way that you'll remember it for the rest of your life.
I think that we have a growing epidemic in this country where we believe that handing students a piece of technology is the solution to 21st century educational needs. I believe that we are in the process of creating a generation of Americans, both young and old, that are more tech dependent than tech savvy. We're teaching people that the answer is only the press of a button or a press of a key away. We need students designing applications, using critical thinking skills, or even building the next tablet or smartphone. One area in my discipline where I see using technology as a tool and not a crutch is in the field of distance learning or even virtual field trips. The ability to connect students with experts around the country at historic sites or giving them a sense of space in real time at one of these venues is not beyond us. It's here. If we can connect people via Skype or FaceTime around the globe, then we ought to be able to make this happen. This is something that we are already implementing in Altus. It's also something that we're pushing and pursuing at other sites around the country. I believe that technology will allow us to share and promote our best teachers, lessons, activities, and resources. That's where I want to see technology take us. A few years ago, I told one of my best friends, who's also a teacher, my plan to turn my classroom into this great tech marvel that would be envied by every teacher in the district. That's when she mentioned to me that I was the greatest resource in the classroom, reminded me of this. So in the last 3 years alone, I've been fortunate to have been selected to attend institutes and fellowships in Washington, D.C., Gettysburg, Springfield, Illinois, St. Louis, Philadelphia, and even in Norman. This has given me the opportunity to not only increase my knowledge base on a great level from some of the greatest minds in our field, but it's also given me some insight in how other teachers around the country work. Their thoughts and ideas, methods and activities and resources have made me a better teacher without a doubt. I learn just as much from my peers as I do from these great professors that I've had the privilege to work under.
Mr. LeGrand brings many things from his travels, and some of them are just outside knowledge that he gathers from his travels, and then he brings it back to the classroom and teaches us and shows us pictures and things like virtual tours to those places, and he gives us a first-hand experience kind of knowledge on places and people in throughout history, and it's a great thing.
It's always a thrill to get recognized for your passion. So when I was informed of this honor, I was very surprised and grateful. I've lived my entire life in Oklahoma. I was educated, I've taught and worked here for 20 years. I can't imagine a bigger honor than being named Oklahoma History Teacher of the Year. The attention I've received over the past couple of months has been absolutely overwhelming. One of the lessons I submitted for the award that I get asked about on a regular basis is my Civil War amputation. We take a processed cow leg, several volunteers, and a very structured lesson plan as we take the kids through a leg amputation in as hands-on a project as I think you can possibly imagine. Everyone has a role and everyone gets involved. This is one example of a lesson that the kids love and they learn. And it's one of those experiences they will take with them for a lifetime. It doesn't get any better than that.
Mr. LeGrand has a genuine hunger to continue to learn and make new discoveries as an educator, which brought history to life for me and illuminated my dream of becoming a teacher. Now you think to yourself, how in the world can a high school American history teacher inspire someone to become an elementary teacher? But the fact of the matter is, anyone can teach the curriculum, but there are a few gemstones that can make learning a meaningful experience. And now I have the honor of enkindling my students' interest in learning. So Mr. LeGrand, I just wanted to say thank you for making an everlasting imprint on my life, not only as an educator, but also as a colleague in the teaching profession.
I can't imagine being anywhere else or doing anything else. We know that teachers have the ability to make a lasting impact on a person's life, and that's not only a tremendous responsibility, it's also a great opportunity, an opportunity that I embrace and relish each and every day. We all do. I love being a teacher.